Hi, I'm Laura Shaw. I'm the principal of Sherwood Heights School in Auburn. We've actually, off and on, I've been an administrator 10 years, so off and on through the 10 years we've talked about possibly redistricting, mostly because when budgets are really tight and we're trying not to increase our budget, we're trying to save money, there's been talk about maybe closing schools, and then obviously if we ever closed a school or two, we'd have to redistrict. Those kids would have to be filtered into the other schools. We've also talked in the past, a couple of years ago when we started talking about customized learning, we talked about, again, would it make sense to have one campus, close maybe the northern schools like East Auburn, Washburn, and keep, Park Fairview and have a campus nearby. So we've talked about it, and there's definitely pros and cons. I like that we have smaller neighborhood schools, so I guess that would be a con against combining schools, but I think there are some pros. I think it would be nice to sort of shuffle all of the students in the community so you don't have some schools, sort of the haves and have-nots. We have some schools that have a really, really high poverty level, and then we have other schools that have low poverty levels, and it would be nice to sort of have some equity in the schools. So I think that's a pro of combining and sort of shuffling everybody around. Again, I've been administrator for 10 years, and so I've sort of seen some shifts in Auburn in the community, and of course the schools are sort of a little microcosm of the community. We are like the community, but in a smaller scale, and so what I've seen as some challenges is the community shifting a little bit in terms of, I've seen our poverty rate go up. So the kids that we're servicing are struggling, the families are struggling financially, and of course with poverty there comes a whole host of problems. Just the lack of resources, increased number of homeless students, really that's been in the last 5 years. That's been more and more prevalent. I've seen an increase in mobility, meaning kids coming and going either to and from Lewiston or other surrounding communities. And it's really hard to support those students that are going back and forth or homeless, and just have so much turmoil outside of school, and then when they come to school, you're just trying to meet them where they are. And so I think that's an issue that we're all facing at the elementary level, just an increase in some factors that are out of our control in the school setting. And then of course the whole financial piece too. Everyone is struggling. The economy hasn't been great, and so even families that haven't struggled before might be struggling more, and people don't want to pay higher taxes, which is really, which is understandable. I live in Auburn, and my taxes are pretty high. So trying to balance the needs of the community with the needs of the school, and trying to meet both, giving the schools what they need, but trying to be mindful of the community members that are struggling as well. It's a challenge. And I think the school system in Auburn is really an amazing place to be. For such a large district, it's incredibly organized and well, everybody's on the same page, I guess, which is nice because it is a pretty big district. So.